Hey guys, it's Tony here at Game Freak Blog again, just bringing you another video, and today I'm going to be looking at Medal of Honor. We're doing some Medal of Honor goodness today. I'm going to be looking at the last Medal of Honor game that was released in 2010, I believe it was now, how time flies, and then I'm going to be giving some thoughts about the upcoming Medal of Honor Warfighter game. You're probably sitting there thinking, how the hell is he going to give me some thoughts on a game which hasn't even been released yet? But, you know, I'm kind of psychic like that, and I can reach into the future and bring you some details about that game. So first of all, I just want to talk Medal of Honor, the very first game that came out. Now, Medal of Honor has got its lovers and it's got its haters as well, probably more haters than the people that love it. I fall into both camps. I really love the single player. There are aspects of the multiplayer that I really enjoyed, and there are aspects of both games that I absolutely despise as well. So I'm just going to give a little brief overview about both of those types of scenarios, what I liked, what I loathed about the multiplayer and single player parts of the game, in a build up to talking about the new game that's going to be coming out within a month's time. This is taken from the campaign. This is day one, Running with Wolves, where we have to go and place tracer beacons on the top of trucks hidden in a Taliban emplacement, so the AC-130 gunship that is circling above us can identify those targets and hopefully blow the living piss out of them. The thing that I really liked about Medal of Honor initially, the very first game, I bought it on day one, I played through it, I absolutely loved the campaign. I thought that the campaign, the pacing of it, not necessarily so much the story for reasons that I'm going to get onto in a moment, but the actual pacing of the game, I think it got it pretty much bang on. It was very similar in pacing to the very first Modern Warfare game in my eyes. It managed to really kind of balance the entire kind of all-out, balls-out warfare aspects versus the stealthier kind of aspects of the game, and this is why I've uploaded the footage from this game here, because this mission is one of those ones that it's not quite as well. It's not even a patch on All Gillied Up from Modern Warfare, but it's got the same kind of pace to it. That there's not all of that many kind of enemy encounters, and the enemy encounters that you do, they're pretty much stealthed out. I think this level pretty much encapsulates Medal of Honor for me. It was an absolutely brilliant level. I thought the campaign was great. There were lots of aspects, lots of sniping missions to the campaign. If you go to the Game Freak Favourites section, over on the right hand side of my YouTube channel, you will see that I've got a couple of other missions from this Medal of Honor game in my Game Freak Favourites playlist, and those missions on there I thought were absolutely spot on. I think the campaign really got it right. It was again, some people didn't really kind of like it. I know the reasons why they didn't like it. Again, I'm going to touch on that in a second. Another thing with the campaign as well, the sound effects, the soundtrack, the radio chatter, the whole kind of atmosphere of the game was pretty much 10 out of 10. I don't think you can beat it. The only game that really kind of stands up are the Battlefield series of games. I think that Danger Close did a really great job with the whole kind of atmosphere that was prevalent in the game. I mean, the guns sound like guns, do you know what I mean? They're almost thunderous when they start going off. The silence weapons have got that nice thup to them. When you get into the levels later on with the AC-130 gunship coverage and those 20mm shells are raining down, I mean, you feel it. You really do feel it in the game. The multiplayer, I thought it was really good. The thing that I liked about the multiplayer is because the game is actually based in realism, they reined the kind of kill streaks in. That there could have been a tendency just to kind of copy what the Call of Duty games were doing and have the air filled with bloody Harriers and chopper gunners and everything, but and they didn't. They kind of reined it in. And so when you actually had the mortar strikes and things like that hitting in the multiplayer game, it just felt a bit more. It just felt a bit more realistic. It felt a bit more proper. It felt a bit more special. When you actually earn those kill streaks, it actually felt like you earned it. I really did like that aspect of the game as well. And the good thing with the multiplayer maps in the game, they're quite short and sweet. You know, that you can pretty much get from one side of any map to the other within a minute. They're not very big maps, but at the same time, they're not too condensed. They're very multi-level maps in the game, and I just really, really enjoyed that. I don't play that much online multiplayer kind of team deathmatch or anything like that. I'm more of a kind of co-op person myself, which is why I prefer playing games such as the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. It's why I love playing Halo Reach in co-op. I'm just doing that with some guys from the Third Schism Forum. Hello Bryony, hello Craigie. And again, it's kind of why I'm looking forward to Far Cry 3 as well. The 4-player co-op mode in there, I'm going to rinse the hell out of that game. I'm really, really looking forward to it. And even though you know there are some aspects of it that I didn't really like, I quite enjoyed the multiplayer part of this because it wasn't really prevalent on kill streaks. It did really seem like it was just a gun on gun running around just blasting people. Because the maps were so small, you were never more than 10 seconds away from a firefight. It just seemed like whenever you even spawned, you were spawning in a firefight, which kind of had its faults itself. But you know, I don't hate on the multiplayer side of Medal of Honor as much as some people do. I think it is a really fun game. You can still have fun with it, even though there are certain issues with it, which I'll touch on again later. The thing that I hated about the Medal... hate is obviously a strong word. The thing that I disliked about the Medal of Honor game, firstly, prevalently, in the single-player game is that it's just an extremely, extremely jingoistic game. It's very, very... I'm not going to get too way down in politics about this, but it's very, very... go out as it's fucking Team America. It's almost like a recruiting video for the US Army. If you've played through the campaign, you'll know that later on in the game, there is a blue-on-blue attack, which kind of, when it first happened, I was kind of like, oh shit, they've gone there. But they essentially just gloss over it really quickly. And I think with it being a game that's actually based on realism, they could have dwelled on that and the consequences of your actions within that part of the campaign. And they kind of just played it out through a cutscene and then moved on. And I just thought it was like a little bit cheap. I think if you're going to go down the realism route, you've got to go down the realism route, no matter how much you may get slagged off in the newspapers or in the press or on Fox News or whatever. If you're going to do it, you know, if you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly. That's exactly what I say about this thing. The other thing that I didn't really kind of, again, with that whole controversy when they, you know, they had the, they announced that you were going to be fighting the Taliban, and everyone came out and was like, no, you can't do that, and they changed it. It's like, get some balls, you know, just call them the fucking Taliban. The other thing that I didn't like about the game, it was completely unsupported post-launch. I think we had a couple of map packs, maybe a couple of updates or anything like that, and it was nothing that actually affected the problems in the game. Excuse me. Nothing that affected the problems in the game. They didn't take any action to do with weapon nerfing. They didn't take any action to do with spawn points. You know, still when you play it today, you can go in and you can spawn and be dead within a millisecond because they just spawn you in the wrong area. It was probably one of the worst unsupported post-launch games that I know of. It just didn't think, and the whole thing, this is getting back to the single player, the one major problem that I had with the game was the canned animations. If you've played this game, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. There are certain aspects of the game in every single mission where you'll be running around, you will shoot an enemy, and it will launch into a canned animation of that guy kind of stumbling behind a rock, stumbling out from a corner. He's staggering, he's reaching down and, you know, propping himself up with his gun, and you can be there unloading half a clip onto him and it will have no effect on him whatsoever. It's not until that animation routine kind of cuts out again that you can give that bloke some damage, and it was absolutely awful. There were certain parts in that game when I was playing through it, I was shooting those people and I ended up dying because I thought I'd killed them. It had gone into their canned animation routine. I swung around to kind of take somebody else out and they killed me. Honestly, playing through that single player campaign, it was the bane of my life. I'm sorry, hold on. Oh my god, this is so unprofessional. Sorry, my phone is going. It's a number. I don't usually answer to numbers that I don't know. Oh god, just give me 1 second, guys. Just let me answer this.
Hello there, Game Freak Blog.
Hello? Who is this?
Who am I? I'm Gotham's Reckoning.
Okay, well, suit yourself. How can I... What do you want?
I was watching your video presentation, and I heard my name mentioned.
Heard your name mentioned. Oh shit, I know. Yeah, that whole bane of my life thing. No, look, I was talking about it in the context of the video, like the canned animations, shooting the people. It used to get me killed. That was the bane of my life. I'm not talking about like bane you. I'm talking bane of my life.
Ah, well, forgive me.
Hey, it's no problem at all, mate. You know, things like this happen in life. You know, the older I get, the more I know this stuff happens. It's totally cool. Don't worry about it.
Oh, how embarrassing. Well, I guess I will leave you to get back to your presentation. Good day.
Wow, that was fucking weird. Anyway, where were we? Yeah, getting back to Medal of Honor. So, if you've not been hiding under a rock for the past few weeks, you will know that there is a multiplayer beta coming out pretty soon. It's actually going to be out early October, so I'm expecting it to drop within like the next 2 weeks. It's going to be an Xbox exclusive, which I thought was quite a weird decision considering how DICE and EA have the PS3 exclusivity with all the Battlefield DLC that's coming down. I'm sure it's probably just a marketing decision or something like that that's coming out. A few details about the beta have been being leaked. Essentially, the beta will feature multiplayer action with all 12 units and 6 classes available. Full weapon unlocks will be available for the Assault class. So it's not going to be a full beta. You're just going to get the full weapon unlocks, which I'm sure are going to reset as soon as the full game comes out. And it's kind of strange having the beta coming out only a week or two before the game is coming out. The game is scheduled to be released on October the 23rd. It kind of doesn't really leave any feedback for the actual features of the game. I'm sure it's just going to be for testing out the servers, which again is a pretty strange decision. The multiplayer game is going to be based around tier 1 forces from all across the world, so it's going to be featuring 12 different tier 1 forces. So you're looking at the SAS from the UK, the SAS from Australia, they've got the KSK from Germany, and the Polish Grom. Now, whatever team, whatever country you're going to be coming from, I'm sure you're going to be playing as the home side, but there is only one team that is going to destroy all. There is only one special forces in the world, ladies and gentlemen. Please stand up, be erect, be up. Well, if you can't be erect, at least be upright and stand. Put your hands up towards your heads now. Yeah, there is only one special forces in the world, and you fucking know it. Yeah, so we're going to be having different factors. I'm going to be jumping in to the multiplayer beta. I can't wait till it comes out. I've decided that Medal of Honor Warfighter is going to be one of the games that I pick up this year. I am forgoing the annual Call of Duty. I've bought Call of Duty every single time it's been out since Call of Duty 2. I just can't see Black Ops. I don't know what it is with me. I just cannot see it whatsoever. The most I'm going to do is go and rent the game or borrow the game off a friend and play through the campaign. Unless it comes out and the reviews and player feedback and people that I know are telling me that it's the greatest thing since the proverbial sliced bread, I've got no interest in it whatsoever. I'm just going to take a plunge, risk sticking my 40 quid on the new Medal of Honor Warfighter game. If it's shit, it's shit, but at least I'm taking a risk on something that I know isn't going to be the same thing that's regurgitated and isn't going to be the same thing that everyone is going to pronounce as being the best thing since God's foreskin or whatever, and then a month later just bitch and moan about it. So that's my thoughts on the original Medal of Honor, what's coming up with the Medal of Honor Warfighter beta that's coming out. I just want to give a quick shout out to pretty much my favourite YouTuber out there, Mattshotcha. He's an absolute diamond guy. He's the guy that you can hear me podcast with not usually every single week, but usually every week. And basically he has got a new channel out. It's a long-winded story. He's basically got a partnership with Youse. He's setting up a second channel which is called Grindhouse Edits. He makes some of the best edits you will ever see on YouTube. They are only about 2 minutes each long. They've always got a fantastic soundtrack. They are always edited to the nth degree. He is pretty much hands down my favourite. I can't think of anyone else that excites me more on YouTube at the moment. I'm so happy that he's got a Yoush partnership. I'm so happy that more people out there are going to be seeing his shit because it is absolutely epic. So I'm going to put the links for both of Mattshotcha's channels down in my video description. Pop down there, subscribe to the chap, you know, because he's absolutely fucking diamond. You'll catch him on some of the podcasts that we're going to be doing pretty darn soon. I'm going to link those and put them all out on Twitter. They are for the multi-tap, if you don't know. So guys, anyway, I'm going to sign off because this video has gone for far too long now. It's Tony here from Game Freak Blog. Thank you for tuning in and watching this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Goodbye.